Hello, my friends, and welcome back to 3DS Cast, the podcast that celebrates the 3DS line of gaming handhelds. I'm your host, Brian. And today I want to talk about a topic suggested by Seagull Dreams 84 on Reddit. He asked, or they asked, excuse me, I'm not going to assume. They'd love an episode that introduces the modding community that I mentioned, basically. That was pretty much a quote. So, since falling back in love with my 3DS several months ago, and I have to apologize, I've noticed as I make these, I swallow a lot and I have to get some water a lot. That's because I'm not used to talking this much in one go. So, I apologize in advance if I have to pause to swallow or whatever. um, I'm going to try and get better at that as I do this, but this is my first time doing this by myself, so please forgive me. So, I want to talk first about Discord. I have joined many Discords. We're going to talk about two today. I've joined a lot of Discords. The one that I hang out in the most is called /r/3ds. It's basically a mirror of the 3ds subreddit that we'll talk about in a bit. I love this server. They're great people, very active, very fun, very positive. They all love the 3DS and the 2DS. Very positive, very helpful. And if they can't help you, they'll direct you to the next server I'm going to talk about. But it's a very great community. I just absolutely adore it. I'm in there all the time, almost as much as the Discord servers that I manage. I'm in there a lot. But it's a great server run by great people that I have a lot of fun in. And you can get a lot of homebrew advice there. There's some people who are helpers in both that server and the server I'm about to talk about that can be very helpful if you have modding problems or software problems. It's a great all around server to hang out with, to celebrate the 3DS, to talk about video games, to talk about Nintendo stuff. It's a really great server. And again, it's the one I spend the most time in. I absolutely love it. The other server I want to talk about is the one I was getting to. It's called the Nintendo Homebrew server. And again, there will be links to all these in the show notes. This is an insanely active, busy server where people go to get help with not just their 3DS, but their Wii's, their Switches. It's all Nintendo homebrew stuff. I basically lurk in this server and I watch the 3DS assistance channels. There are two of them. And I have gained more faith in humanity by watching these channels because there are people that come in there with a variety of problems all the time. Hardware, software, you name it. There's a separate channel for hardware too, but that's another thing. The people that are helpers, the experts on that server, they seem to have a never-ending supply of patience for just about anybody who has a problem with their 3DS. It's amazing to watch, and I've learned so much about how the software and hardware of the 3DS works just by lurking in those channels and watching these helpers help people. I've learned so much and I want to learn more. I I feel like I'm a sponge. I don't know if I want to become a helper at some point in the future. I don't know if I have the patience for it, but I just want to learn all the stuff that they know. And and just watching them help people has been so joyous because they're patient, they're kind, they're helpful, and they know everything. I don't. There's so many nooks and crannies to homebrew on the 3DS. So many nooks and crannies. And they know just about everything. It's insane and amazing and wonderful. And I spend so much time lurking in there just reading how these people are helped and solutions to these problems. And I just love it. I love hanging out there and just go and just lurking and reading these solutions because it's just I feel like I'm learning so much, not only about the 3DS itself, but about the community that surrounds it. It does not surprise me at all that this beautiful little handheld has such a vibrant and wonderful community. This is great example of that kind of vibrancy and passion. I mean, I love the 3DS server too that I just talked about, but this homebrew server is like a prime example of what is keeping this homebrew scene alive. It's amazing. It's amazing. So I could recommend anybody go to these two servers because you'll have a good time talking about the 3DS. And if you have a problem with 3DS, you will get help in one of them, if not both of them. There are other Discords I'm on. I'm on the NetPass Discord. I'm on the Pretendo Discord, but I'm not going to talk about them today because they're a little more specific to those specific platforms. I'm doing a little more general overview of the communities I feel you should join if you're going to fall down a 3DS rabbit hole like I have. So those are the two Discords. I want to talk about some subreddits now. And the biggest one I know of is r/3DS. It's the 3DS subreddit. I'm not going to say r/anything anymore because y'all know what I mean. The 3DS subreddit is huge and it's busy and it's active and it's well maintained and it's full of all kinds of posts from people seeking help to people showing off their collection to people asking questions about whether I should buy this or yada yada yada. It's a very active, busy, and helpful um, general 3DS community. They do talk about some homebrew stuff there and whatnot, but it's more of a larger, not upscale. What's the word I'm looking at? Big picture. It's more of a big picture community that covers like the 3DS as a whole, not just homebrew. I am going to talk about some specific servers that get a little more into the weeds with that sort of stuff, but that is probably the biggest general Reddit subreddit that you'll find. There's also Nintendo 3DS, which is another general subreddit about the 3DS. That one's not as big as 3DS, but very fun, very active. If you follow multiple 3DS subreddits, you'll see that people repost things all the time. So you might get some duplication, but it's something you learn to live with if you're a Reddit connoisseur. But Nintendo 3DS, these are all one words, by the way. Nintendo 3DS is another great subreddit that's more of a general subreddit. That's a lot of fun. There's also a Nintendo 2DS subreddit that focuses on the 2DS and the 2DS XL. I joined that shortly after getting my own 2DS, and that's been a really fun community. I've been very jealous about some of the 2DSs people have over there. Like someone's got that beautiful light blue Pokemon 2DS that I want so badly. Someone posted it the other day and I was like, oh, I want that. I already have a 2DS, but I can covet other 2DSs. So that's a great community. But now that I want to talk about some other communities that are a little more focused. The most active, I think, one of the biggest ones is 3DS Homebrew, which is exactly what it sounds like. It's a subreddit dedicated to the massive homebrew community that focuses and surrounds the 3DS. A lot of more homebrew questions like why isn't Universal Updater working? What's wrong with NetPass today? Things like that. I mean, you can go to more specific places for those answers typically, but that's a good kind of catch-all for homebrew questions. So 3DS Homebrew is an excellent subreddit if you want to get a little more into the weeds about homebrew. Now, if you want to mod your 3DS via hardware, and there are hardware mods for the 3DS, you can get a USB-C placement for your power plug. You can get a inboard capture card, for example. That's also USB-C. So there are several hardware mods you can do. And there's also people replacing their like screens and things like that. So there are mods and repairs you can do. And we'll talk about that. So 3DS mods is helpful for the mod side of things when you want to talk about, capture cards and, charging port upgrades and things like that. And that's very useful if you want to see kind of the inner workings of these machines. Cause my God, some like the ones that are the clamshell, they are so intense on the inside. Like I would never think to repair one myself. But they're very intense on the inside. And if I was going to get a USB-C charging port mod or a capture card mod, I would pay someone else to do it. But these are people trying to do it themselves. And in that same vein, there's also 3DS Repair, which is dedicated to repairing machines in the 3DS line of gaming handhelds. And that subreddit can break my heart sometimes because I'll see them taken apart and I'll see all these ribbon cables everywhere. And it's like, oh my God. But these people are dedicated to fixing these things and making them work again, making them work better, fixing cracked hinges, shells, faceplates, things like that. So that is a great subreddit to visit if you need help repairing your 3DS and you think you can do it yourself. I know I can't, but if you can, great. Oh, I forgot. There's also 3DS for all. There's also 3DS for all. It's more of a general community, but it's also fun and lively. So there are a lot of subreddits dedicated to the 3DS. There are more out there, but those are the ones I hang out with the most. Those are the ones I feel are the most important. Those are the ones I feel that are the biggest places to hang out if you're interested in the hardware side of things. It's fascinating. It is fascinating watching people repair these things, people homebrew these things, and you really get a sense of the community surrounding this machine by visiting these discords and these subreddits. Just another way to see just how vibrant and wonderful this community is that surrounds this amazing little machine that we all love and cherish. So, again, there'll be links for all these. I know I talk kind of fast, and I know I'm not great with my vowels and whatnot. So, there'll be links to all these. Again, I have a couple more to mention before I go. There's one forum, and you're like, forums? That's for old people. I know. I'm old, though. I love forums. I prefer forums to Discord, to be perfectly honest. I love forums. And there's a forum called GBA Temp that covers just about everything Nintendo, I think, but they have a dedicated section for the 3DS. And that's a really fun place to hang out because people talk about their dev projects there. Like someone made a music player, someone made a Spotify player, someone made a YouTube app. People usually post about it there. People get help there, people ask questions there. So that's a really fun and fascinating forum to get a sense of the work people are doing to add things to this machine to make it better. Because there are so many software products that should be another topic. Like some of the apps, the homebrew apps people are making, like I said, music players and YouTube players and all sorts of things. People talk about it a lot on GBA Temp. They'll mention it on subreddits too, but GBA Temp seems like a more centralized place for that sort of thing. So I don't know how you feel about forums. I love them. I've been using them for decades, but if that seems like an old person thing to you, fine, sure, whatever. Uh, I love forums. And finally, I know a lot of people have various thoughts about Facebook. I am sadly, as an old, I'm entrenched in Facebook. I mean, my wife and all her family are on there, so I'm entrenched in Facebook. But like any other social network, you have to curate it. You can't just go to the main thing. You can't just go to the all page of Reddit, for example. You got to curate it. You got to find people. You got to find them. And so on Facebook, there are some groups dedicated to the 3DS, but the one I have found, I've only found really one Facebook group that I really enjoy and that is really active. It's got a long name. It's called Nintendo DS, 2DS, 3DS, etc., and more. That's the name. But it's a private group, so you have to apply to join. But it's a really fun, active group. People show pictures of their mods, people show pictures of the collections, people show pictures of their machines. It's a really fun and active group. And all these groups, I should mention, are very positive. There's a lot of love surrounding this machine, a lot of love. And you can really see it clearly when you visit these communities and start talking to people and start seeing what they post. There is so much love surrounding this machine. And it fills me with joy. Not the machine. It's not just the machine that fills me with joy, because it does. It's the people who make up these communities that also fill me with joy. And I think it's that kind of joy that'll get us through these dark times we live in. So if you have any interest in the 3DS at all, if you're new to it, if you just found one, if you just bought one, these are communities worth joining because they will help you get it modded. They will help you fix your problems, and they will share their love and joy for this machine because it is an amazing machine, absolutely worth your time. I've said this before, but the 3DS and the 2DS are amazing. And you get a sense of just the love and care and passion people have for it in these communities. So I suggest everyone go to these communities because they are fabulous and wonderful and fun and joyful 99% of the time. I mean, like any internet place, you get some crap heels here and there, but for the most part, these are very positive places. So that's going to do it for this episode. I feel like I've given a good, broad overview of the communities I visit. And if you have any that you visit that I missed, please leave a comment. Please make a comment. I'll check it out. And if I like it, I'll add it to the list of links on the website. Because there are a lot out there, and you miss things. Things fall through the cracks. You don't see everything because you're one person. So if there's a community you love about the 3DS that I didn't talk about today, that you feel I should include, please leave it in the comment on the website or on YouTube or whatever, and I will add it to the list. So thank you so much for listening, everyone. Have a wonderful day. Find your joy with gaming with the 3DS and take care.